Karen had my clearly marked police patrol car towed straight out of my own driveway, insisting it was an illegal commercial vehicle. What she did not expect was what happened next. When my police chief showed up and explained that she had just taken a city-owned law enforcement vehicle, reality hit fast. Towing a police cruiser is not an HOA violation. It is felony grand theft auto. My name is Walter Hayes, and I am a patrol officer with the Richmond, Virginia Police Department. I have served for 11 years, working different shifts and assignments across the city. Like many officers, I take my assigned patrol vehicle home after my shift ends. Department policy allows this so officers can respond faster during emergencies and maintain a visible police presence in neighborhoods. What Karen did not understand when she ordered the tow was that she had triggered the theft of city property that was clearly marked as an active police vehicle. That decision carries serious criminal consequences. I live in Riverside Gardens, a subdivision built in 2010 on the west side of Richmond. It is a quiet, mixed neighborhood with families, retirees, and working professionals. The HOA handles basic maintenance and usually stays out of residents' daily lives. I have lived here for 6 years. My neighbors know I am a police officer, and no one has ever complained about my patrol car being parked in my driveway. The vehicle is impossible to miss. It is a marked Richmond police cruiser. White with blue stripes, a light bar on top, the city seal on both doors, and the word police clearly visible in multiple places. There is no confusion about what it is. For 6 years, this was never an issue. That changed when Karen moved in 4 houses down from me 3 months ago. She had golden blonde hair and immediately began criticizing everything around her. Too many kids playing outside. Dogs barking. Boats parked in driveways. Work trucks on private property. Soon, her attention locked onto my patrol car. 2 weeks after she arrived, I found a note stuck under my windshield wiper. Commercial vehicles are not permitted in driveways per HOA rules. Park this vehicle elsewhere. I ignored it. A police patrol car is not a commercial vehicle. It is a government emergency vehicle. And even if commercial vehicles were restricted, law enforcement vehicles are almost always exempt under HOA rules and state law. A week later, another note appeared. Final warning. Remove commercial vehicle or it will be towed. That is when I contacted the HOA property manager. I called Dennis. Dennis, I am getting notes about my patrol car. Is there an issue? Officer Hayes, there is no issue from the HOA's perspective. A new resident has been complaining, but we have explained that police vehicles are not subject to commercial vehicle restrictions. You are fine to continue parking as you have been. Thank you. I appreciate the clarification. I believed that would end it. Karen had been told directly by the HOA that my vehicle was allowed. I assumed she would accept that and move on. I was very wrong. I worked a night shift from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. I came home Thursday morning exhausted and parked my patrol car in my driveway like always. I went inside, showered, and went to sleep. Around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I woke up and looked out the window. My patrol car was gone. I rushed outside, thinking maybe the department had picked it up for maintenance or reassignment. But there was no note. No call. No notice. I immediately contacted my sergeant. Sarge, did the department pick up my unit? It is not in my driveway. No, Hayes. Your unit should be with you. What happened? It is gone. I parked it this morning after shift, and now it is not here. That is a problem. Stand by. 5 minutes later, he called back. Hayes, your unit was towed by Richmond Recovery Towing at 11:30 this morning. It is at their impound lot on Midlothian Turnpike. Who authorized the tow? According to their records, an HOA representative requested it for a parking violation. My blood pressure spiked. The HOA had already confirmed my vehicle was allowed. Someone had just ordered a marked police car towed without authorization. Get to the impound lot and confirm the vehicle is secure, my sergeant said. I am notifying the chief. This is theft of city property. I drove to the impound lot in my personal vehicle. The manager, a heavy-set man in his 50s, met me at the gate. "Can I help you?" "I am Officer Walter Hayes with Richmond Police. You have my patrol vehicle. It was taken from my residence without authorization. We received a call from an HOA president requesting removal of a commercial vehicle. We executed the tow." "Did you verify that the HOA had authority to tow a police vehicle?" "We do not typically verify HOA authority. If they request a tow, we execute it. That vehicle is city property. It is clearly marked as a police cruiser. You towed it without confirming who had authority." The manager shifted uncomfortably. "We can release it once you pay the towing and storage fees." "I am not paying fees for an unauthorized tow of city property. You will release that vehicle immediately, or this becomes a criminal matter. I need to call my owner." "Call whoever you need to call. That vehicle is leaving this lot right now without payment." He made the call, explained the situation, and after a short pause, his expression changed. He handed me the keys and directed an employee to bring the patrol car to the gate. And that was the moment Karen's HOA complaint officially turned into a felony investigation. I inspected my patrol vehicle carefully. There were scratches on the front bumper from the tow equipment, and some minor damage to the undercarriage, damage that matched what happens during an improper tow. I took detailed photos of everything, then drove the car back to my house. I parked it in my driveway and immediately called my sergeant to report that the vehicle was back with only minor damage. "Hayes, the chief wants to see you in his office tomorrow at 9 a.m. Bring all your documentation," my sergeant said. The next morning, I met with Chief Daniels and Captain Morrison. I laid out every detail: the unauthorized tow, the notes Karen had left, and the confirmation from the HOA management company that police vehicles were allowed. Chief Daniels listened quietly, but his face grew darker with each word. "Someone towed a marked police car from an officer's home without permission," he said. "That's theft of city property." "Yes, sir," I replied. "The towing company says they were called by an HOA president." "Who?" "Karen Stevens. She lives at 1847 Riverside Gardens Drive." Chief Daniels looked at Captain Morrison. "I want a full investigation. This woman caused the theft of a police vehicle. Charge her appropriately." Captain Morrison immediately assigned Detective Lawrence to the case. Detective Lawrence dug into the towing company's records. Karen had called, claiming to be the HOA president, and said a commercial vehicle was parked illegally. The tow company didn't check her authority or even confirm what kind of vehicle it was. They just followed her orders. Detective Lawrence also got a statement from Dennis at the HOA management company. Dennis confirmed Karen had been told police vehicles were exempt from restrictions and that she had no authority to order a tow. 3 days later, Detective Lawrence and another officer knocked on Karen's door. I wasn't there. I was on shift, but I got the full report afterward. Karen opened the door, and Detective Lawrence identified himself. "Miss Stevens, I'm Detective Lawrence with Richmond PD. I need to speak with you about a tow that happened on Thursday." "What about it?" she asked. "You ordered the tow of a police patrol vehicle from Officer Hayes' residence. Is that correct?" "I ordered the tow of a commercial vehicle violating HOA rules," she said. "Were you aware it was a marked police car?" "It was in a residential driveway. Commercial vehicles aren't allowed," she said. "Police vehicles aren't commercial," Detective Lawrence explained. "They're government emergency vehicles, specifically exempt from HOA restrictions. You were told this by the HOA management company. You had no authority to order the tow, yet you did it anyway. I'm the HOA president. I enforce the rules," Karen insisted. "No, you don't. You caused a city-owned police vehicle to be removed without permission. That's theft under Virginia law." Karen went pale. "Theft? I just had it towed. You caused city property to be taken and held at an impound lot. It was damaged during the tow. Under Virginia Code Section February 18, 95, theft of property over $1,000 is grand larceny. A police vehicle is worth about $40,000. I didn't steal anything, she said, shaking. You caused the theft knowingly. That makes you criminally liable, Detective Lawrence said firmly. Karen was arrested and charged with grand larceny of city property, a felony carrying up to 20 years in prison. Her attorney argued she thought she had HOA authority, but the evidence proved otherwise. She was explicitly told police cars were exempt. The prosecutor made it clear. Ms. Stevens knowingly ordered the theft of a city police vehicle after being told she had no authority. She damaged it and interfered with an officer's duties. This wasn't a mistake, it was intentional. Karen eventually took a plea deal. She pleaded guilty to unauthorized use of property and was sentenced to 12 months in jail with 6 months suspended, 2 years of supervised probation, $2,500 restitution, a $5,000 fine, and 200 hours of community service. The HOA board immediately removed her as president and issued a formal apology to me and the police department, stating she acted without authority. A retired firefighter named Thomas was elected the new board president. He came to my house personally. Officer Hayes, I'm very sorry. Karen was completely out of line. The board fully supports law enforcement parking at home, he said. I appreciated that. Karen served only 4 months of her sentence before being released on probation. She put her house up for sale and left Richmond, moving to North Carolina. The story became widely known in the Richmond Police Department. Many officers expressed support, and my chief used it as an example in a community meeting about respecting law enforcement. The towing company was investigated too. They weren't criminally charged, but the city removed them from the approved rotation for 6 months for failing to verify authority before towing a marked police car. I still live in Riverside Gardens and park my patrol car in my driveway every day. The new neighbors who bought Karen's house welcomed me. The husband, a retired Navy veteran, told me he appreciates having a police officer in the neighborhood. Other neighbors have thanked me for my service and said they feel safer seeing a marked police car regularly. My patrol car still has minor scratches and undercarriage damage from the tow. It serves as a reminder, some people's need to control others blinds them to reality. Towing a police vehicle is not an HOA matter, it's a serious crime. If you're a law enforcement officer facing HOA harassment, or you've seen someone overreach with real consequences, share your story in the comments. Send this to any officers dealing with pushback over take-home vehicles. Most communities support law enforcement presence. Remember, some property cannot be towed without consequences, and a marked police car is exactly that kind of property. One phone call can turn into felony evidence.